Up on set from ksound.com. I got a couple of plugins I want to show you from Ujam. I got a guitar plugin, Sparkle, and then I have a Beatmaker. It's called Hustle. Basically, Ujam has a site and they have different plugins, different kits, and things like that. Cool design. I like what they're doing over here. So if you like what you hear, you click the link in the description area, blah, blah, blah. You know what's going on. So I started something and I wanted to show you guys. The first thing I started with was Sparkle, which is a guitar. And it kind of reminds me of Native Instrument guitars. It has this thing where it plays the loop on one end or higher octave of the keyboard here, and then the lower register is more so like your key triggers. It triggers the different patterns and things like that. So just to play around with Sparkle, this is what we got. Right, so I can just change from pattern to pattern. So in this register right here, you're doing like, that's C4 to C6. So you're doing all your note arrangement. You can pair them up if you want to, but then the magic happens when you change it up. Or they have this section on here called style phrases. Right. And the cool thing about this one, it has a stop. This note, the B right here, it's a stop, and that's before you get to the C4 here. So B3 is your stop, which is pretty cool because sometimes I run into situations where the sample wants to finish out like a couple of beats, you know, and then like I'll have to go and just bounce it down and like chop something or figure out a way to like get it to stop in a certain place. So it's cool that they had stop right there. I dig that. So in here they have different presets. They had tons of them. I went with the Pop 2016 and I'm going for the octave. The octave works a little bit different from the ones that doesn't say octave. So for instance, if I go to this one, it's more like your chords. That's what it seemed like to me. You know what I mean? And then if you go for the octave, it's more like it's right. So I went with that, came up with this. Right. So let's loop that section for a bit. I want to play with some of the effects on here. So I have bite. I like cling. Cling sounds good. Then we got crunch, cream, and rough. Here's your drive. Get a little bit more bite or crush. And you can change the position. Say if you want the guitar to have a little bit more grit. I like that. This drop D right here, I thought it was cool. Right? And if I want to double it to make it, to get that stereo wide, right? So you want that delay. like that. What about chorus? Right? What about reverb? Right? So I like what it's doing. It also has the swing thing here. But we're going to keep it right there. So what about the feel? Let's push it some more. Or let's pull on it. I like it somewhere around there. All right, so what I did here with the Hustle Beatmaker here, so we're gonna just put this off to the side right there. Now this right here was interesting to me because this thing it's rather simple, but you could do some really cool things in here, right? So let me show you guys. The preset I have right now is called One Up, I believe. So let's switch to that track now. Okay. Right, so you have individual sounds. Right, on the lower octave of your keyboard, and then the higher octave is actual loops. So and they have it split up as verse, chorus, special, or stop, or breakdown. Breakdown would be your black key. So for instance, if I wanted to go with this, like it's just loops. I like that. So like the little feels. Okay, what about a breakdown? And then there's a stop button or key right here too, which is cool. Now, here's what I thought was interesting to me when I don't know, I was trying to mess around with the 808 bass here, and naturally you will go to the pitch bend wheel here, right? And so this is what happens when you hit the pitch bend. So say for instance you want to X out the kick. So I'm thinking like, this would probably be cool for showing your friends or whoever, or for performance purposes. So what if we make the pitch bend go down, right? Downward or octave down. Now we're only getting snare or whatever, like higher instruments. Let's get rid of the kick again. And all this is animatable, right? You can animate this to do like that. That's really cool to like get in and do really quick. That's pretty cool. I actually like that. That's really cool. So instead of going in and finding the kick somewhere in your project to erase something, you can go in and just erase the kick. Well, it's not really erasing the kick. You actually just muting it for a second, or you turning it down. You know, turn it down just a little bit. Bring it back in, get rid of it, and that's just activating the pitch bend, which is pretty cool. So in trap music, you know, a lot of guys that are doing trap style music, you know, this is great for you guys. Like it's real simple, easy to get in and just do what you got to do. You also have these different style mix here, so you can switch things up. The sound, make it bang a little harder or tickle or trickle. Sorry. What about gritty? So we're gonna leave it at gutter for right now. What about ambience? It's like real quick ways of just getting stuff done. Like you don't even have to go and search for plugins. Now that's dope. Now, this is real cool. This is real cool. You already know in trap style music, this is what we doing a lot of times. We are like ducking, you know, we're doing like low pass, high pass type stuff. So they put the control right here in your face. And like I say, everything is automatable. You can automate anything in here, which is super dope. So you don't have to go and grab an EQ and make the EQ do anything. You can just do that right here in this plugin, which is pretty cool. Now, what about this? So this is essentially changing the sample, if you will. Right? So the next thing I want to tell you guys about is a little bit interesting. It's more interesting to me than anything else, because when you get to the part or the octaves where you can control each sound, I noticed for the bass, where is the bass? Right here. The 808 kick or the 808 bass, right? I've noticed that it's you know, me per se, I like to tune my bass to the song according to whatever, however the song is going. So if there's only one note here, and I'm thinking like, okay, so I'm limited. I can't do anything with this plugin. But what I noticed was there's this column here says bass tune. And the only way to articulate this is if you actually have to click on the actual notes, right? And then what I found out was you can actually use the modeler wheel, not the pitch bend, but the modeler wheel, to kind of switch between the different notes. So I use my modeler wheel to change up, and I thought it was also cool that I was able to see a option down here in my piano roll here that's called bass tune. A function from the plugin has popped up within Studio One, and I thought that was really kind of cool. And so the way I got around that was actually using my modeler wheel and controlling the note of the bass. So if we come a little bit before, this is what it sounds like. All right, I'm cool with that. And the other functions here is obvious. You could change the pitch to, you know, if you are on any of the samples here, you could change the pitch to that individually. You could change the decay, the volume. So it's essentially like my way of sort of mixing the sounds that's coming out of, say I'm not getting enough kick, I can, you know, do my thing. So I got the bass all the way up, so I wanted to just turn everything else down. And then mute, solo, and then latch is pretty much like continuous looping, you know. And then you can change the speed, slow, halftime, cut time. And then if you want to quantize, that option is there as well. And then the overall volume and a cool picture of this guy. We're just going to call him Hustle Man. So just for the heck of it, I'm going to add some hi-hats and play with note repeat inside of Studio One. Let's activate it. We're going to turn single mode on just so we can focus on the hi-hats. Say I want the hi-hats a little bit shorter, a little bit tight. Change to the K. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I had fun. I think this is really cool, straight, quick. You know what I mean? Get it in. The price is right now. So you definitely want to go visit the description area of this video. Pick this thing up. I'm telling you, the price is right now. So this thing is pretty unique. I'm glad I have a copy of this. My name is Ella from ksound.com. Signing out. Remember, music is art. You're the artist. Paint your picture. Stay creative without rules.
Enroll right now and unleash the creativity that lies within you. ku.creative.com. Creative University. Stay creative without rules. One more thing. If this voice intrigued you and the music makes